Poor Mario. As a lifelong gamer, Randy Solem sat through more than his fair share of video game cinematics, so naturally, he decided to make some of his own. Please welcome Randy to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, tell me about the Video Game Director's Cut.
Video Game Director's Cut's basically a site I created where I take old video game graphics and create movies out of them using Macromedia Flash.
Now, how long have you been doing this? Because you've been at this for a while, right?
Yeah, since 2000, actually.
Okay. Back in 2000, there weren't a lot of people doing this. I mean, now you see a lot of little, video game kind of tributes and whatnot, but you got into it pretty early?
Yeah, I was on Newgrounds.com, and I was checking out the movies there one time, and this guy named Clark Liebeck was making these sprite movies, and he had a site time called Nintendo Classics, and I decided to take my shot at it, made a couple of them, got really popular.
So did you go back, you went back and voted on his again and gave him all ones, and then gave yourself fives?
No, I gave him fives. Okay. We were on the same level, so yeah, so I started making my own movies, and the site came about it, and then Newgrounds, Tom Fulp, the creator of Newgrounds, decided to host me. I've been with them ever since.
Very nice. And so that's been the connection with Newgrounds. They've been supporting you. And
yep, plugging them today. So.
And, well, yeah, no, looks good. So they provide your wardrobe and your hosting.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thaning you, Tom, for helping them out. Now, what inspired you to do this type of animation?
Well, I've always had a love for the games, ever since I was younger. It's a big part of my childhood.
Right.
Always growing up with Mario and all that. So first thing I want to do when I started working with Flash was to just make these movies.
Did you start making these to learn Flash, or were you already pretty proficient?
I played with a little bit of Flash. I had a degree in graphic design. I graduated in 2000. So I was pretty proficient in Photoshop and Illustrator, things like that.
Okay.
So when I started working with Flash, I did some cartoons, but the video game ones are what I basically do now.
Now, what's the technique? Did you go and download a bunch of ROMs and then use tools to
extract
the sprites?
Yeah, I had all that
or
stuff,
how did that work?
ROMs, emulators, things like that. And
right. Totally legal because you own them.
I own them. I do
own
own them all. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, kiddies, don't download that unless you have the games since it's legal. Yeah, so I would take screenshots and paste them into Photoshop, manipulate them, add them the way I want to look, and bring them in Flash.
So your artwork's pretty much built for you. You're just animating with their sprites.
Except for when I had to do a modified sprite, because you don't really have, Mario dying. You don't have his casket built. I had to make that myself, things like that.
Now I mean, you're working with Mario, you're working with Sonic, you're working with established game characters. I got to believe that there's somebody knocking on your door from, one of these big game companies. Hasn't anybody?
I've never heard anything, believe it or not. I thought I would have, but I've never heard anything.
You just don't answer the door, or they actually haven't come
knocking? No, I've never heard anything.
That's great.
If anything, I hope they know that I appreciate the games. I've loved them since I was younger, and I always had a love for the game. So I want to hope that they understand I'm turning a new generation of gamers on these old games.
Right. This isn't out of spite. This is out of love and appreciation for them. Yes. I got you. Now, Rise of the Mushroom Kingdom. This has sort of blown up. I mean, I'd seen your work before, but now everybody's sharing it. Tell me about Rise of the Mushroom Kingdom and how that came about.
Well, there was this kid on Newgrounds. He created a little epic series. His name was Nova Crow. That was his username, and it was called titled simply Mario Brothers. This big epic battle between Mushroom Kingdom and Bowser, the bad guy, the Koopas. And I decided to take it in my own direction, using 16-bit sprites, and
you kicked it up a notch.
I tried to kick it up a notch. I mean, I don't know if I did a better job, but I was pretty happy with it.
Right. And so what's the concept with Rise of the Mushroom Kingdom?
Just with the whole what it's all about.
Yeah.
Just Mario is killed, being all happy, going through Mushroom Kingdom one day, he gets killed, and they have the whole funeral and everything, and
this got an emotional response out of people, right?
Yes,
they reacted to this.
Yeah, I've actually had mothers call me and seeing that their child's childhood hero died.
Oh man!
They tell me the kid was traumatized,
and their kids were like 27 years old, or now?
Probably, I don't know.
Okay.
But it's funny because it's a bunch of moving dots, and that I could do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Make kids cry over their childhood hero dying. It's pretty.
Well, you brought one of your latest works for us, so I think if you care to set it up, we'd love to see it.
After Rise of the Mushroom Kingdom, I was getting sick of doing these epic, huge movies. It took me 6 months, so I decided to get back to the quickies. So with help from my friend Bridget, she helped me with ideas. I came up with a new Sonic quickie. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was one of my favorite games when I was younger. So
the original Sonic.
The original Sonic.
Old school.
Not the anime Sonic of today. I can't stand him. So.
All right, well, let's take a look at your Sonic quickie. Dr. Robotnik there.
Bathroom humor is the best.
Yeah. Well done.
Thanks.
Well done. Thanks for coming on the show and sharing the animations with us.
Thanks,
we appreciate it.
Bye, Mom.
If you want more work from Randy, just visit videogamedc.com. Now, let's go ahead and disturb Sarah and Brendan.